Welcome back, Books and Butter families. It's your girl Aubrey, and I have
Uh,
we're Bob today. Okay, Bob, it's been a while. Welcome back, Bob. So, y'all, apologies. It's been a long month. We really should have did this book review a minute ago. That's my bad. It took me forever to read this book. So my fault. But yeah, we're back and we're going to be doing our review on Plus Size Player. This is the sequel to The Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen.
I
So let's just jump right into it. What did you think about Nina, the main character in this sequel? What'd you think about her?
um, let's say she's interesting. I say she's she's not my type of woman I would go for actually. Um, just because you too much of a player than I am. you got you can't have you can't have a roster longer than my roster. Like you weird. That's
Why?
weird.
Why is that weird? I need to know why that's weird. You got to elaborate on that. Why can't
men, we judge women. Honestly, it's terrible, double standard, but we judge women when we start to see, oh, you dating this guy, you dating this guy, you dating this guy, and we compare ourselves to those guys as well. And then it's like, these are the type of men that you are allowing is for quality time in your body and all that. So
Okay, but pause because Nina
she was
did not
only
have
sleeping with
sex.
one. She was sleeping
Yes.
with one.
So
But
okay.
from a
Nah.
guy's perspective, we
Okay.
think he's
Let
smashing
me know.
everybody.
But she's not smashing everybody.
That's true. I mean, from a reader's perspective, but I'm just saying, like, from a
Okay. Okay. From
analyzation, if
guys.
I was a
Okay.
guy,
So okay, so break this down for me. Okay, so we know that, okay, Nina does not believe in monogamy, or it's not even that she doesn't believe in monogamy. It's just that she believes a guy has to have the whole package, literally everything that she wants in one person before she settles down. Okay, and
hold
there's
on.
nothing wrong with that.
Do you
Okay.
believe do you believe you can find a guy with the whole package?
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's a true statement. I don't think one man could literally do every single thing that I would like in a person. I feel like that's impossible. Just like I don't feel like there's one woman in the world that can literally do everything on a checklist. I think you're gonna get about 80% of what you need out of a person. 80%.
Have you
That's what I
ever
think.
have you ever had a fun guy, a smart guy, a pay the bill guy, a food guy? Like, have you ever built a team like that in your life and just experienced that? Because it seems
No.
amazing to have all those options and
It
you can get
does.
everything you can get.
It does, but no, I've never had that. I am a serial monogamer.
Mhm.
Like I only want one person. Now, yeah. I'm a serial relationship person. I've always been in relationships. I've never been single long enough to have a roster.
I'm her.
um
I'm
yeah.
I'm Nina. I didn't
You
have
need
I didn't have
okay.
I didn't had I didn't that's why I don't like her. I see myself.
Okay, so there's the root of the cause. You just don't like her because she reminds you of you. And that's my point. So I have to bring it back to what you said because you're saying you don't like a woman to have options. And even though she's not sleeping with all of them, just the thought of her having that many options makes you uneasy.
Okay,
But okay, but that
okay.
doesn't make sense because in the dating world, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have options until you are exclusive with one person. So how do you expect her to find her person if she can't be dating other people until she's exclusive?
I mean, from the first sequel, I think she did it right. She dated one guy, didn't work out, dumped him, dated another guy, worked, dumped him. She's dating all these men at once.
Okay, so it's the
On Friday
simultaneous.
night, I'm going with him. Thursday night, I'm going with my other man. And
So
it's
you
not
don't
like
like
and
that
it's
she has a plan.
yeah, and you're getting it's not another thing when you're dating and you're dating, like, for example, if you're dating people and it's like these are people on my team. You know
Yeah.
them. They know you. And the longer you date, the more they're gonna want to be in a relationship with you and sleep with
Mm.
you. So
Okay.
that's the part about that. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You're gonna end up probably sleeping with at least more than one.
Okay, so you think she was being a little too intimate and personable with each roster guy instead of a date here and there. It was just too much of a routine. Like the
You
frequency was too much, you think?
I just think why you playing with these other dudes knowing that these dudes are not what you want. So why keep stringing them along? You using them. You using them. That's what it is. You
Ooh,
using them.
ooh,
You
ooh,
oh you want
gosh.
you want to use these
Ooh,
niggas for what they good for. Okay.
I hate what a man says a woman is using them. I don't like that because what is using you? Oh, I have such an issue with what you just
Did
said,
she
talking about
take any of
using
those
him.
other men out on a date?
Okay, first of all, pause. I gotta pause you real
She
quick.
act
I
like
gotta
she the
pause you.
prize
No, no, no. I gotta pause you real quick. Oh God,
or my
the
yak.
prize situation. Okay, look. So I'm gonna go back to what you said. You felt like she was using him. How can she be using them when she was very upfront and clear about her intentions? She did say in the very beginning when she met all of them, I'm not here for a relationship. I'm not here for something serious. This is my boundaries. And if this is what you agree to, then great. And the second that somebody tried to make it more than what it was, what did she do? She said, hey, I think we should end this now because we already had a discussion on what this was. And now you're getting a little too attached. So, better than me trying to tell you and then letting you continue to go on dates, I'm just going to end it right here. I feel like you can't say somebody is using you when you have agreed upon boundaries and limitations. And if you catch feelings, then that's not on me. And we just got to end it right there. I feel like she was not using anybody. If you continue to pursue me when you know where I stand about these issues, at that point, that's your own problem.
But here's the double standard. If she catch feelings first and she confesses, oh, and I don't want to be with her. Oh, you're a fuck nigga. You're a fuck boy.
You know what? I'm not saying that women won't do that because women do have a history of thinking that they can change a man. I will not say that you're wrong, but I will say that she's wrong to try to force her feelings on a person. So if a woman was to do that, then yes, she would be wrong because that's not what was discussed. So I'm okay with a man saying, "Hey, we said this was a friends with benefits situation. Like, if you catching feelings, I gotta be done." If she calls him a fuck nigga for that, then she's wrong. Like, she's wrong. But just saying, like, not saying that that doesn't happen because I know it does. But yeah, she would be wrong in that situation for sure.
Mhm.
She would be wrong in that situation for sure. So let's talk about let's talk about let's talk about Russ. Russ is the main guy, the fun one. Did you think that like the shoe was gonna drop with him? Like, did you think that she was gonna find out that he wasn't this amazing person that she thought he was when you were reading about him before, we found out everything?
Let me hear what you think first. You think on that one.
I definitely thought something was gonna be up. I said, "There's no way this guy is just that good." Like, I thought he was gonna be married. I thought he was gonna have a girlfriend. Like, I thought this sounds too good to be true. Like reading, the first couple of chapters about him because I'm just like, dang, he's planning date nights. He's surprising her, and
Mhm.
he works in and out of town, and it just
He
it
definitely
just
sounded like he
sounded.
got a family on the other side
Yeah,
of town,
yeah. I'm like,
or he
and I'm
got a
like,
whole wife. And it's another typical. I got a wife
exactly,
and everything. I'm in town for the
exactly. Because I'm
weekend.
just like, and she was just like, yeah, we don't talk about what we do for work. I don't even know what he does for a living, and I'm just like,
Could
you
you,
don't know
well,
what he does for a living,
could you,
but mm,
could you even date somebody and not know what they do for a living?
no, because what if he was like a serial killer or drug dealer, like they said? Like, what do you do that's so like hush hush that you can't even tell me what you do? Like, you ain't gotta tell me everything, but at least I gotta know what you do.
Do you
Like,
understand why he didn't tell?
yes, yes.
Do you think it was the right decision?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's wrong that he kept that he was a CEO because again, when you have money, you really do want to date people for their intentions. And I definitely believe and a person of his stature dating women would probably be hard because how do you know if she likes me for me or she likes me for my money? So I
Or
definitely or is she being a gold digger or just using me?
well, I respect the man who don't lead with money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I ain't gotta get you because 'cause I'm throwing money at you. I respect the
right.
man who's gonna be like, Imma get you because I'm a dope person." You
Mhm,
know? I'm the
mhm,
catch. You know, the
yeah.
money is a plus, I'm a bonus, that's why I respect them.
No facts, no facts. I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, like I said, like he didn't have to say he was like a CEO or he owned a business or anything, but something basic like I work in corporate America or like
Yeah.
I work, you know, for a company. Didn't have to say what company, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if
Nigga, all he said, "Nigga, I'm in business."
okay, sorry. The thing had fell out of my ear, so it stopped the recording. So it's gonna be a two-parter. But yeah, so like I said, like I don't think it was bad that he hid what he did for a living. But I don't necessarily think, it was complete taboo. But she didn't say what she did for a living either. So I guess, like I said, that was a boundary or discussion that they had, which made it okay. So I don't think anything was wrong with that. Um, let me see. What else did I have? Let's see. Do you think Nina is afraid of commitment? Do you think that's why she had a roster, or you think she just a 304?
Wait, what's a 304? What is that?
Just a hoe.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Um, I think more than anything, um, I don't think she has commitment issues, but I think she don't trust men.
Okay.
I just think like there's women who just don't trust men, who just scared to open themselves up to men. You know, but it may be true that she don't have, but at the same time, I feel like she was saying like, if he's a perfect guy come around, and if I
Mhm.
I will be open, and she showed that she was. It was if it's a guy that meets her standards, she wasn't
Mhm.
afraid to like. As soon as that guy came, it wasn't no hesitation. It was just I'm scared.
Yeah.
So that's why I say no. But there's no perfect guy though.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. There's no perfect. Okay. Okay. Um. Now, what do you think about so she is a plus size model. What did you think about because I think the part that got me was when she went to her work event and then she went to the bathroom and she heard all those girls that she was talking to prior talking crap about her behind her back in the bathroom. Like, do you think that how do you think that feels to deal with? I don't know if men go through this, but to think that an opportunity was only presented to you because you look a certain way or you kinda like a DEI hire. Do you think that those girls felt right about what they were saying? Like, "Oh, she only got the job because she's plus size and she's taking opportunities away from us." Do you think it was a handout, essentially?
Yeah, it could have been. I see it that way. I think it is, but guess what? Somebody got to do it. I don't give a
Somebody gotta do
damn.
it.
Somebody got to
Yeah.
do it. Like, think about Love Island. We got Casey, the one nigga on the show. Conversation for another day. But,
No,
you
for real.
know,
I'm gonna have to start a whole thing about this Love Island because I've been a freaking KC soldier online about this whole situation because it's really peeing me off
we're
how
going to talk
how
about it after this
they're
one.
treating him. Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it. So okay. So you do think that the girls weren't wrong to feel like Nina only got the job because she was
No,
plus size?
they dead ass wrong. They dead ass wrong. That's not your business. You're
Yeah.
grown. Why are you worried about somebody else? You
Mhm.
got your priorities and even at that, I think it could be true, but it ain't my
Mhm.
business to speak on it. I'm like me as a grown man, I don't care what's going on. I'm focused on
Mhm.
what I got going on. That's what females do. Like they be talking too much, worried about
Yeah.
all that.
Females are
You,
ruthless.
you jealous and stuff like
Mhm.
Hey, I see you plus size. You probably did get it that way, but hey,
Mhm.
somebody we needed a plus size model first and foremost.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Okay. Okay. So
they some nosy hoes.
yeah. Okay. So question for you, because I remember you said that when we started this series that you like talking to plus sized women. Have you
All women,
ever
fine women.
okay, all women, but you specified that you do like plus size women sometimes.
Hell
So,
yeah.
okay, so have you ever had a moment where you would be out with a plus size woman and a smaller woman would try to like get at you or, give you the eye or look at you like, why are you with her? Like, have you ever gotten that vibe before?
I kind of get the why you with her a lot.
Mhm.
That vibe.
Mhm.
And I think honestly, I feel like men do it more than women.
Mm.
Men be like,
Mm.
"You with her?" Like, like
Mhm.
it'd be the guys like, but
Wow.
I don't think it's more. I think it's more of the guys for me when I've actually done it. Um, I,
Okay.
in my opinion, what do you think? Or have you ever done that?
No, 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 I've never looked at a plus size woman with an attractive guy and be like, "How the hell did that work?" No, I've never done that.
I'll be
Now
like, I know she meant to
I
smash the hell out of his ass, boy. I know she about to lay it on her with that wop.
no. You know what? See, look, and that's a misconception that they keep saying to stop saying about plus size women. Just because they're plus size don't mean they're just like these out of the world freaks. They get
I
mad when
don't think
people
they're
say
out of the
that.
world freaks, but I know I'm just saying the coochie good. That's what I was just specifying on the coochie good.
Oh, so there's a difference between plus size women and smaller women
And coochie
in your
wise,
experience. In your
and coochie wise,
experience.
no, there's no difference. There's no difference. There's no difference. Um, there's no difference in that.
No, oh yeah, but like I've never done that to a person, but I have felt like that has been done to me. Like I like again, I used to be a really small person. And then over the years, I've gained weight. And then with a baby, I've gained extra weight. So now I consider myself to be on the smaller end of plus size. And, you know, my husband, your brother, 6'5", in
Mhm.
shape, I will get looks. I don't know if he notices it, but we definitely get looks of like, damn, like,
From
he
men or
looks
women,
really I feel like I see it from women, like, because 'cause they'll be checking him out, and then I'll be right there, and I just be like, "Dang," like, I could just feel like, "Dang, like, she kinda she kinda look like, he should be with somebody more fit, more small." So, I definitely have gotten the looks before, but it's just crazy. I was just like, stuff you don't notice until you're, like, in that position. So I
yeah,
kinda I kinda got I kinda got that when I was reading the book because she was like, "Yeah, me and Russ was at dinner, and the waitress was trying to get his
mm,
number and trying to
yeah.
basically shoot her shot and, basically treating me like I'm not his date."
I
But
think I think it takes a confident man to date a woman on a plus size is because you have to
mhm.
deal with that stereotyping.
Yeah.
You have to also deal with, you can see a fine skinny chick and, you know, thinking, oh, like maybe I should be here, maybe, but you
Mhm.
have to be a confident man. And also with the woman too, she has to be confident in her own stuff, knowing that you are enough and you look just as good as anybody else, you
Right.
know. But definitely I feel like a man who's with a plus size have to be a very
Mhm.
confident man. And can we get
I
a plus
agree.
size? Can we get a plus size Love Island? Shit.
You know what? That
Fuck
is
the LGBT.
so
Not
oh
saying
my
that. I'm going for
gosh.
the plus size one. Like we act like everybody is size 2 and 10
You
and
know
small
what?
and stuff.
That's so funny that you said that because I was thinking that the other day. I said, why don't they ever put any plus size girls on there or even, heavier set males? Because I'm like, all these skinny women in bikinis, which is fine, but I've never, ever, ever seen a girl like a size 12, a size 15, a size 16.
Mhm.
They've always been really small women. And I don't know, maybe that's an American standard where they're just like, well, we don't want to see fat people in bikinis
And
walking
bathing suits
around
all day.
in bathing suits all
We
day,
do.
but
We
I
do.
don't mind. I feel like that would actually show a different type of viewership because it's just like now we'll see like beauty ain't just skin deep, they can have an awesome personality, or
Uh-huh.
somebody still may be attracted to a different body type. That would be amazing. If the producers of Love Island ever did that, I think they would skyrocket with views just because, you know, it'd be something different because we don't normalize that in America. We always, turn the other way when it comes to plus size people, which is not right. I mean, I feel like it's getting more attention now. It's starting to be a little bit more inclusive, but they still have a long way to go.
Living in America, I feel like you're gonna get an LGBT before you get a plus size any
Oh,
day.
for sure, for sure, for sure. But I also think that's because people riot for LGBT quicker than they riot for anything else. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just one of those aggressive type movements. Is like, I feel like they're willing to be in the streets, fight for their
Yeah.
rights. I just feel like they're more adamant about where they want to be in the spaces that they want to be allowed in. I feel like nobody really pickets for plus size like that. Not saying that there aren't people that do. I just feel like it's not as aggressive.
Right.
Th- Um but yeah, okay, so let's see. What else do I have to say about it? Dude, what the thing that really got me about this book is I feel like it was a lot of filler. I feel like it was a lot of filling
It was
in this
dragging.
book. It
It
was
was dragging.
dragging, and that's why I always felt like something had to give because we were talking about Russ, like on basically page 1. Like from the very beginning, we knew that Russ was her favorite out of everybody. Like there was no build up to find out why Russ was her favorite. There was no build up of talking about the other guys on the roster. I felt like we barely knew anything about any of the other guys on the roster. I felt like Russ had been number 1 since the beginning of the book. So the fact that it took them so long to make it exclusive or this is this, like, I just felt like that's what made the book so hard to read because I got bored. I got bored because I'm just like, okay, well, if you have this roster, how come, different chapters of the book weren't about different men? Like, how did you even get to know the intelligent one? You only talked about him once and he took you to a conference. You know what I'm saying? Or the funny one, like, where did you meet the funny one? Like, you went to his comedy show once and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden you're locked down. Like, I felt like what would have made this book better was to have a bigger buildup of the guys so we understand why there's a roster to begin with. Like, what made Russ so great? I mean, you said he does all these things, but what did the other guys not do?
For me, I was more looking forward to just if Russ is going to be the guy from the jump, that's cool. That's fine.
Mhm.
Let's hear from his perspective. How does
Or
he feel about
something.
her? Let's
Mhm.
hear let's hear more background on him. How does his day to day life go? It was always about her day to day life and everything.
Yes.
So
Yes.
to me, I just would have liked to hear like more about his family dynamic or his
Mm.
his relationships and things and whatever
Mm.
because I just felt like it was just boring just to go about her life
Yeah,
and it wasn't that interesting honestly.
it
And
was not.
this book put me to sleep damn near every day I read it.
Every day, and I swear that's why it took me a month to read, and usually I'll get a book read in, like, a week or 2. Like, I felt like there were so many different directions this could took. Like again, it could have took the direction of okay, Nina's our main character, and then every other chapter we could talk about her relationship with the intelligent one, her relationship with the funny one, her relationship with Russ, and then we could see like the pros and cons to each one. And then
Mhm.
towards the end of the book, she makes a final decision. Okay, this is the one I want. This is the one that suits me best, and went from there. Or it could have went like, okay, here's a little bit about this guy, a little bit about this guy, and then there's Russ, and I really like Russ to the point where maybe the middle of the book, she chooses Russ, Russ chooses her, and then we start feeling like the aftermath of, okay, the honeymoon phase is over. Like, are we
Mhm.
having any issues here? Are we having any disagreements here? Is he still as perfect as I thought before I decided
Yeah.
to commit to him? Like, do I want to stay here or did I make the right choice? Like that would have been nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't think the entire book should have been like Russ is my favorite, Russ is my favorite. Ooh, he takes me here, he takes me here, we're fucking there, and now at the very last page, okay, now we're a
I
thing. Like
I thought the sex scenes were dragging.
so
8 to
long.
10 pages for sex scenes is
And
OD.
it's in each chapter. Every other
Every
chapter.
chapter is
Yeah, it's
crazy.
literally every chapter or every other chapter they're having sex, and I felt like, how is this not a lustful relationship? Because we really don't talk about your guys' dynamic other than the sex is great. I mean, that's all I get from the
I
whole
can't
book.
keep my hands off you.
Oh my god, just looking at you, I just gotta rip your clothes off, or like just looking at you, I can't focus in meetings, I can't do my job. And I'm just like, okay, that's great to know that you guys have amazing chemistry and you feel very comfortable with Russ. But it's just like, what else was there in your relationship? We don't talk about your communication, we don't talk about how you would fit with each other's families, we don't talk about, how you grew up or what you're looking for in a relationship. Like, it's just, I felt like there's so many deeper things we could have talked about that amass a relationship to what it is. Like, I just felt like all we got was just amazing sex. And even then, it just wasn't amazing because it's just like, it just drags. It just drags
Yeah.
so
What
long.
I will say this though, this I did like this part about it. Remember we were talking about you have to be a confident man to be with a plus size woman. When she was
Hmm.
getting kind of damn near like picked on by the photographer, he
Yes,
had her
yes.
back. That I love that part about it. He had
Hmm.
her back and fired him. We like we're gonna get
Hmm.
a new photographer and I love that part. So let's get into the real good part about the book, the ending. How we
Hmm.
found like was you expecting him to be the boss? Was that a good plot? You know what I'm saying to the story
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah. I think it was a nice surprise. It was a
because
nice
it helped. That's
surprise.
when the read started getting better for me. That's where I was
Mhm.
like, I'm enjoying
When we
reading
found
this
out that he
now.
was a CEO. I mean, yeah, yeah, because again, when we found that out, then we started to understand why he travels a lot. We started to understand, why he's busy and on the phone and why they can't see each other that much. Like, it just
Yeah,
started to build a fuller picture, and that's what I'm saying. Small, minor details like that make a big difference. And I felt like had we had those little drops throughout the book, it would have made more sense why they moved the way they moved or why it was taking
yeah.
so long to get to where they were. Now, do you think if you were one of Nina's friends and you found out that she was dating the boss, would you still be friends with her? Like, would you feel betrayed because she never told y'all? Or, like, do you think, that's favoritism? Like, how would you have handled that situation if you were one of her friends and you found out that she was the boss's girlfriend?
Then again, I'm a grown up. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not worried
Mhm.
about nobody else's relationship and business. They too nosy, too damn nosy. The guys and the
Yeah.
girls. Why are you worried about who she with? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now, if we really friends, I would have known, but at the end of
Yeah.
the day, that's not your business to know. So of course I'm
Mhm.
not offended by it. But would you be offended? You're a woman. That's probably a woman
Mhm.
thing. What do you think?
No, honestly, I would be like, "Okay, girl, look at you. Like,
Yeah.
damn, when y'all meet, do he got a
Yeah.
friend if I'm single?"
That's the
Like,
question. That's the question right there.
do we got a friend?
Do we got a
Okay.
brother?
Do we got a brother? Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
that's
be
the
in the
stuff that I would be
family.
that's the stuff that I would be more so concerned with. Now, would the thought slip in my mind? Did you get the job ahead of time? Yeah, that might be a question, but like I said, if I was comfortable enough with that person to ask, or like you said, if we were legit friends, like I felt like that's something that would just be
But
a question. But at
but
the end of the day, it didn't matter.
if you're his girl, wouldn't you be
Mhm.
more power? Wouldn't you be in a powerful position
Mhm.
instead of being in a subordinate? You know what I'm saying? Like she was a
Mhm.
subordinate to his sister, so
Yeah.
and other people too. So like, I don't think
Mhm.
that even you know what I'm saying. She would have been in control of everything.
Yeah, and that's why I said it wasn't a bad thing because he really didn't favorite her because like he said, he had no hand in any of the decisions that when it came to her. So that was really good. Now, if you were Russ, would you step
Hell
down as
no, hell
CEO
no,
to date
no,
her?
no. If I'm Russ, this what
So
I
you
would have
think he
did.
did too much?
Nigga, you're not even. If that's your wife,
Especially
bro.
to
If that's your
especially to
wife,
only be dating for 3 months. I am not giving my company to my sister just
and you
so
ain't
I
met
can
my
date
you ain't
you.
you ain't met my family or nothing. Like,
Mhm. And you only met sister by default because she works at the company.
this is what I would have done. I'm that nigga. I'm a CEO. You can't work for me, but I'm gonna pay you your salary. I'm gonna pay you your year's salary because I got it. I'm gonna pay you a
Mhm.
year's salary, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna hook you up with somebody else who can give you a better opportunity. But we not got to
See?
work
Oh my
together.
gosh. See, that's okay, wait, so you would have broke up with her
No, no,
when you
no.
found out? Oh,
No,
okay.
I wouldn't have. I would have paid her for the money that she due to owe
Oh, for the
for
contract. Okay.
for the contract, and then I would have
Mhm.
gave her a connection.
Okay,
Don't you
no
can't you can't
facts.
be you can't be that powerful and not have connections.
Bruh, okay, no facts. State that because
Now that I would have accepted him overstepping his boundaries and making it work that way. Like, hey, I can't work over here, but you can work
yeah.
over here, and then we can still be
Yeah.
together.
No facts. That's exactly what I thought he was gonna do, and honestly, that would have been the smart thing to do because I'm just like, why would I give up my company that really just amassed all of this new opportunity, this new growth? Why would I put myself in a box just to date you when I've
You're
only
just
known
a
you for
damn
3 months?
model.
Yeah, I've only known you for 3 months. And like you said, like nothing we did was illegal at the time because I didn't know. You know, I didn't know what you did for work. You didn't know what I did for work. But I definitely would have did that. I definitely would have said, "Look, I understand that this would have been a great platform for you, but let me put you in touch with somebody else. So maybe a good word from me, being a CEO, you could be, a campaigner somewhere else for another brand. It don't have to be my brand, but you know,
Yeah,
somewhere else. I definitely would have did that because I'm not stepping down. Like this is my
and
baby. We just getting
and
started.
and you
Mm-mm.
can still support my brand on your. I could pay you on. You know what I'm saying? Just support it online.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day,
yeah.
like,
I would have
I just
bought
didn't
her out of her
understand that.
contract. I would
Yeah,
have
that
bought her out of her contract. I would have
you
took
picked the
away
number.
the yep, you pick the number, I'll buy you out your contract. We'll take away the no compete clause. So now you can work for somebody else. And yeah, you get your money, you get to go back to your other brands, and then here's a couple more. I
Uh-huh.
definitely would have did that instead of giving up my business.
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's
even
crazy.
working with your significant other, I never wanted to do that or experience
Mm-mm.
that.
Yeah.
I'm cool on that. So in general,
Yeah.
I think that's seeing each other too much. You don't get a chance to miss somebody. Like, come on now.
Exactly. I'm seeing you at work and then I gotta come home and see you. Like,
Hmm.
no. And then people gonna be looking at us weird every time we're together at work. Just being nosy. Yeah.
So let's get into it. Would you recommend this book, and what would you rate this book?
I'm gonna rate it a 5 just off of the premise that every time I try to read it, I fell asleep
Uh-huh.
and it just dragged. Like I felt like honestly, I felt like we didn't even really get to know Nina and Russ's relationship outside of sex. Like I couldn't tell you nothing about their relationship other than the fact that they like to have sex a lot, that he takes her on really good dates, and that he's thoughtful. That's literally all I could say. Like
Even
I
even
felt
on the
like
helicopter date, they was on some freak offs,
yeah, there was also freak
freak
out
out
stuff.
ass.
I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing really I could say. And then it was just like there was no real journey because it's just like y'all never had a fight. Y'all never had an argument. Y'all never had a disagreement. Like, things that make a relationship, things that show you how a person is going to be once you decide to settle down. Like, I feel like when you're dating a person, you should see them in every season before you make a commitment. You should see how they are when they're sad. You should see how they are when they're depressed, how they handle stuff when they're mad, what it's like when they're happy, like when they're broke, when they got money. Like, I feel like there's just a whole different, like, you should see all the faces of a person. And I felt like
Hmm.
we saw none of that. All we saw was lust, chemistry, and date night. We didn't
Uh,
see anything else.
plus size players should have been called plus size lust.
'Cause that's all it was. That's all
Lust.
it was.
The 10 page sex scenes,
Yeah.
the it was just too much sex. It was too freaked out. Too
Yeah.
freaked out.
Literally.
That's what we gonna go with. Too freaked out.
Literally. Having sex in the dressing room at work, like, it's
Oh,
just
bro was OD with that one. I'm cool with doing the after hours, but people walking
during,
shortly
yes,
after.
literally, right
Now
after.
that you on you tripping, bro.
Yeah, you put your business at risk. Y'all just said y'all wasn't trying to put the business at risk, but
Don't even
y'all
make
doing stuff
sense.
like that. This is just bird brain for real. Like, how do y'all just yeah, so yeah, I would have to give it a 5 just because I felt like it was a lot of fluffing. Like, I felt like we didn't really discuss anything, and especially if I have to compare it to the first book. At least with the first book with Aaliyah, like, we saw what it was like with her family. We saw her family relationship. We saw why she had trust issues dealing with the grieving of her sister and the comparison of her family wanting her to be just like her. We saw with the different dates and how, they went bad and what went good. And then we saw the growing friendship between her and Ahmad. We saw them
Yeah,
get into a disagreement. We saw how it was when they were mad at each other. We saw, even Ahmad's, family relationship with talking to his sister about him. Like, we
so much
literally
more
saw
well
the
written.
whole journey up until the very end when they finally confessed their feelings for each other. And that's what made their sex scene so great is because, they never had sex. They never even talked about it. And then when it did happen, it was just like an
Yeah.
explosion of emotions. Like, I felt like the
Hmm.
first book was so much greater. It had just a better plot. It had a better storyline. Like, it was a lot of character growth. You met Ahmad's friends. It was just a lot more. I felt like this just was lacking. It
And
was just
majority of
lacking,
the majority of women I heard rate this book, they said they like this book better than the first book, and I disagree
which is crazy. I
a hundred
disagree.
percent.
I disagree.
They gotta be freaked out. They gotta be on some freaked
Yeah.
out stuff because, and I feel like the sex scenes were better in the first book too.
It was, you know why? Because there's emotion. There was
Hmm.
emotion behind their discovery of each other. It was just like "Oh, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't believe we're doing this," or, "Oh, I've had hidden
Hmm.
feelings for this person, and I'm finally, showing them, but I'm not really trying to show them." It's just like a spur of the moment. It's just like every time Russ and Nina we're in the same room. I gotta have sex with you. I gotta.
Hmm.
Like, even when they were texting each other, that's all they could go back to was, yeah, I can't wait for you to, kiss me here and do this here. I'm like, y'all can't even have a regular conversation with each other without talking about sex.
Right.
Like, what do y'all talk about besides sex? What do y'all have in common? Like,
Hmm.
I just felt like it was lacking.
Yeah. For
It
me,
could have been so much more in here.
I'm gonna give it probably 3 out of 10.
See, I was being
Um,
generous with a 5. You're giving it a 3?
yeah, we not gonna even play around with it. It's three. It was
Yeah,
hard. It was hard for me to read it too.
it was a hard read for me.
Um, I'm yawning every time I'm reading it. This was not entertaining. And I don't see
Mm-mm.
myself reading the last book anytime
And
soon.
I have the last book, so we have to finish it because I already bought it.
We're gonna do it, but it's gonna be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long time. We are getting out of the romance category for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, romance kinda did me
So
in, like, it
I
was
wouldn't
it was just
I wouldn't recommend the book to no one. I would recommend the first book, but
yeah.
I would recommend the first book if you want it, but I would not recommend this book. And I think the first book started off with a banger. Like it was opening sex scenes and things like that. It was better,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the whole story. Like you say, you already went into details of what it more was
Mhm.
about, but this
Mhm.
one just seems just it, no, it was no development. I feel like
It
really.
was no development at all. It was no development. I'm just like, why are you the crazy part is because she said, "Well, yeah, I don't want to date anybody exclusively unless they make me feel the way I look at my parents." Because she said my parents have a great relationship. They've been married for 30 years or whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm like, okay, so how is it that that's the example you grew up with, yet you're a player? If anything, I would think that would make you a serial monogamous type of person to where, you wanna focus on one person, and if it doesn't work out, it
Hmm.
doesn't work out. Like, I don't get my parents have been together for this many years. Let me do the complete opposite in hopes that I attain that. That doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
Now, if you came from divorced parents who were both serial daters trying to find, a new love in their life, that would make more sense because all you see them do is date tons of people. But to come from to a two-parent household that are still married, still going strong, have all this love and friendship, I just don't see how that made you a player.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened for you to have that type of thought process? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it could have went a whole different direction that could have made it better. So yeah, I honestly, this makes me appreciate the first book more. And the first book annoyed me because I
hundred
hated
percent.
Aaliyah's character. I hated Aaliyah's character, but looking back at it after reading this, I'm just like, she had more of a realistic journey. Her journey just seemed way more realistic to me.
Yeah, I think you hit on the nail. Reading this will make you appreciate the first book, and we thought the first
Mhm.
book was trash,
We thought the
and we
first book was
so but we go
because
back,
I
we like the
hated
first book.
her
We
character.
go back now, we like first book wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. I really just hated Aaliyah's character because she was a bad communicator. Like, that's just what it was. She was really bad at communication, and she would say she wants certain things, but then act the complete opposite. And that's what bothered me so much about it. But looking back on it now, at least she went through a complete journey. We
Yeah,
know why she wanted a boyfriend because her sister had a boyfriend and had her life together. And then, we see how her family praised her sister and wants her basically to be like her sister, but she doesn't want to be like her sister, but she does, but she wants it in her own way. You know what I'm saying? It was very complex, but you saw everybody's point of view. You saw the uncle's point of view, you saw the grandma's point of view, you saw the mom and
hmm,
dad's point of view, you saw the friend's point of view, you saw Ahmad's point of view, you saw Ahmad's sister's point of view, even the
yeah,
fiance's sister point of view, Ahmad's friend's point of view. Like, it's like we had a whole world of community and each person's individual view, but hers was the overall picture. You know what I mean? Like, it was just better. It was just better. Honestly, if I had to say which one was better, the first book is better than the second one. And I don't understand anybody that says the second one is better. Like, they just literally had the sex scenes and that was it. And honestly, I don't need that many sex scenes in a book. 1 or 2 is
no.
good, but I don't need it every chapter.
At least, yeah, at least two, at least three, I'll say. But and
Yeah.
then spread them out,
Mhm.
and then make them mean more, make them
Yeah,
mean
make
so
it
much
mean
more.
more, make it
Like
mean more.
this one, it was so many of them, you couldn't appreciate them. Like
Yeah.
I started. I'm not gonna lie, I skimmed through some of them. Like
Mhm.
I don't need to know,
Yeah.
and you're
Like,
still
how
on the
many
same
times I
topic.
gotta know that your panties are wet? I don't need to know it that many times.
My nipples are
Like,
hard. She
my
love
nipples
talking
are
about
hard. I gotta hold
that.
it. My lace panties are quenched, drenched, whatever. I'm just like, girl, we don't need to know that every
Mhm.
every other page. We don't need to know that. And it just lasted 3 to 4 pages long. Like, y'all do the same stuff in each chapter. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. So yeah, I give it, like I said, I'm being generous and giving it a 5. If I had to choose between the first and the second book, the first one is still better to me. More character growth, more character insight, better plot, like, yeah, just better at everything, really. But
I think that's a wrap up.
yeah.
Plus size player.
Yep, yep. So we'll do the third book eventually.
We'll get
Don't
around
hold
to
us.
it.
Don't hold us to when we're gonna do it. But yeah. Oh, like you said, MVP, LVP before we wrap it.
MVP goes to Russ without a doubt. The
Mm-hmm.
man literally he made the relationship work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was the one putting most of the effort in the relationship.
I think
Um,
so too. I think so
yeah,
too. Because wasn't she really about to like block him and not talk to him
yeah,
no more?
yeah, yeah. So
Which was
it,
crazy.
Russ has to be everything and all that.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna say LVP. Let's give it to who was the weirdo that liked her that they was working together. We didn't need him. I can't even think of his name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
On the team, he was like trying to be like he wanted to be her.
Jonah? Was it Jonah?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah, yeah.
Jonah.
He wanted to be with her, and you know she wasn't playing with that nigga. You know,
Yeah.
he's probably my LVP.
Mhm. Yeah.
What about
I
you?
will have to see, yeah, MVP is definitely Russ. Russ was the epitome of what a man should be like. I felt like in no parts in the book, if anybody disrespected her, like, he was 10 toes down. He was 10 toes down about it.
Hmm.
When the helicopter person tried to say she was too fat to get on the airplane, when, the photographer said that, she wasn't like letting his vision come to life, when even the boardroom thought that their dating was a problem. He was just like, I met her 3 months ago. I had no part in anything that came to her. So y'all either with it or y'all ain't with it, but this is my girl and I ain't backing down. Like, I just felt like it didn't matter who had a problem. He checked them instantaneously. And I
Not
feel
his
like
wife. You're right, his girlfriend.
exactly. And this is just a girlfriend of 3 months, not 6 months, not a year, not 5 years. Like, literally a girl of 3 months. And he
So that
put
tells
that
me.
much
So I
respect
was.
and value.
So I had to be right. The coochie
Hmm.
is just crazy, right? The coochie is crazy, right?
Yeah,
It has to
it
be.
had to be. It had to be for him to do all of that for 3 months. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely MVP. LVP. My LVP, I can't remember if her name was Jacqueline or if it was the other girl, but basically one of the girl models. Like, she was just throwing constant shade. Like, for you to be my quote unquote friend, but throwing shade, like, hold on. Why did she get to be in the runway? Like, what made her so special? And oh, so you sleeping your way to the top?
Just
Like,
jealous, just jealous.
just jealous behavior. Like, instead of being happy for me and keeping it on the hush, like the other girl did, and just asked me questions later, but like you was throwing shade. Like, you was throwing major shade. And I'm just like, you can't be in my circle, not even my co-working circle, if you're gonna be like that.
Yeah,
Because you didn't even ask. You're just going off of assumptions, thinking that I didn't earn my way here, just like everybody else.
all right.
So LVP, LVP for that for sure. But yeah, yeah.
We done.
But all right, like some butter for me. So, do you have your other book? Are we gonna tell them what we're reading now?
We can do that. I do have it right here on me. It looks a little beat up a little bit because I've already started reading it. Um, Alice Feeney, Beautiful Ugly. She's definitely known for them thriller plot twists on top of plot twist on top of plot twist on top of plot twist, and they always perfectly executed and well written
Yes.
and thought out. And I don't even know what the hell's gonna happen, you know. But we have a missing wife here in this story, and we have an
Always missing
author.
wives.
Yeah, another missing wife.
That's a missing wife.
so let's try to figure out what's going on with this one. But all I know is if you're ready for a plot twist, if you're ready for some suspense, a mystery, um, this is the one. Alice Finney never misses. Let's do it.
Yes, beautiful, ugly. So yeah, thanks for tuning in this podcast episode. This is Books and Butter, and we will see y'all soon.